The countdown to terror has begun.
The signal's getting stronger now. It won't be long.
Come quick! The monster done ate my pappy!
Do you really think this was a bear, Doc?
Highly unlikely. First man on Mars. Once he was human.
There's something shiny in the rock. This is really starting to sting.
Now a bloodthirsty monster, killing and devouring the young. And not so innocent.
Let's take a look at this, huh?
I'm gonna blast the thing back to hell.
Oh, shit.
First man on Mars.
You mean there's aliens out here? Shit, I don't want to get ducted in anal.
This film is not rated.
The following feature has been rated R by the Motion Picture Association of America.
Hi everyone, Count Floyd here, reminding you to watch this Saturday night at 11 o'clock. For Monster Chiller Horror Theater. We got a scary one for you this week.
They broke into the mall for the wildest all-night party of their lives.
Get that meat.
But you're never alone. In the chopping mall.
What's that? Robot blood.
Shopping mall, where shopping costs you an arm and a leg.
Straighten your tie, shine your shoes. Company's coming. 3 little maids from the toughest school in the jungle.
Yeah!
Savage sisters. It's trouble multiplied by 3 for every sex-starved stud in the jungle who tries to stop them.
Look! He's over 10 feet long and he's flatter than a pancake! Somebody's kidding somebody! Sam! Prepare for an autopsy.
Oh, Quince, it's all in the report. Leave it alone, huh?
Oh, look! I don't buy that report!
Baby, you do look good.
I want to tie you up.
The female butt.
They live free.
Taking what they want.
They come from all walks of life. You're hurting me, Marty.
The Dallas Connection, where beauty meets brawn. And brawn meets brains.
The right cross is something you're born with, not like that kung fu crap.
That's gonna scare you.
Greetings, fiends. and welcome to the Horror Mike Show on this fine and fiendish Fright-day evening. As you can see, I've got the incredible Skull Cup tonight, and that's because Horror Mike's imbibing with a little bit of Pinot Noir. Oh yes, that very nice wine-type beverage, because a few great things happened this week. It was a real kind of a touch-and-go situation this week, but a couple of great things happened. A couple of things didn't happen. Now, one of the things that did not happen is the physical media show, which I was talking about last week. That's going to be next Friday because there was a delay in getting some physical media things, but you're going to want to check out next week's show, folks. If you collect DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks, whatever, you're going to want to check out next week's show. It is going to be one hell of an event, okay? But that's going to be happening next week. A couple of things did happen this week, and man, oh man, I cannot wait to share these things with you guys. Welcome, everybody, and let's go to the chat without further hesitation, okay? Good Lord. All right. We've got some people in the chat tonight. Easy Comic Reader is with us. Hello, Easy Comic Reader, my good man. Great to see you. Rico Viralius. I'm going to stick with that, my good man. Hello, and a fine buenas noches to you, my good man. Great to see you. R is here. Hello, R. How are you doing? I hope you watched the rest of The Hunt. Hell of a film. Gary is here. Hello, Gary Carlisle. How are you doing? Great to see you. Werewolf by Lunchtime is here, folks. And you know, Werewolf, well, he is in the future. Okay, he's in Australia, so he is 13 hours ahead of us here in the United States, for example. And that's why I often get stock tips from him. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Now, Paul O'Neill is here. Hello, Paul. Great to see you, my good man. Gary saying his highs. PBR Street Gang is on the scene. Hello, PBR. A fine Fright-day evening to you, my good man. Great to see you. Kevin Hellon is here. Hello, Kevin, my good man. Great to see you. Fan-freaking-tastic. Tim Marshall is here. Hello, Tim Marshall. Great to see you. Welcome to the Horror Mike Show on this fine and fiendish Fright-day evening. And to everybody else that's watching, hello, good evening. It is a bit of a time for celebration, folks. A couple of things have happened. It was touch and go, as I said this week, but wait until you see this. I mentioned this a couple of times before. Now, you guys know that I put out the first issue of Splash of Horror, back in February. And in the midst of, that one, and of course the upcoming issue, which will be like end of June, I think, somewhere around the end of June, the summer issue, if you will. I was doing a book. Yes, your favorite fiend horror Mike was putting a book together, and I just got the proof back, folks. Get ready. I cannot believe it. In the first place, the proof worked out pretty much perfectly. So I had really no complaints. There was a slight alteration I had to do on one page, but it wasn't their fault. I'll explain that. But this is something that I've been working on for a while. It's 126 pages, and it lives, folks. It is Pre-Code Horror Comics, the original art edition. This is the thing that I have been working like a dog on for the last several months, and it is finally here. So now this is the proof copy. They will be sending me the actual copies next week. So it will be going on sale as of Wednesday next week. And here's the thing about Pre-Code Horror Comics, the original art edition. Let me show you. When you open it up, check that out. Inside cover. Yeah, that's Jack Sparling. Fantastic artist from the Pre-Code era. And the thing about this, folks, is that for the first time anywhere in print, I present 12 full-length original art stories and dozens of preliminary covers, sketch covers, original cover art, and the published covers for Pre-Code Horror Comics, totaling 126 pages. Okay, let me take you on a little guided tour. Okay, now first, obviously, I've got the introduction, which is kind of lengthy. It is a 4-page intro. I go through a lot of stuff. I talk about the artists, as you can see. But let me give you a little example of what I'm talking about. Now, this is Bob Powell. Cavern of the Doomed. As you can see, once again, this, for instance, this publication is magazine sized. It's bigger, obviously. It is, officially magazine size. All of the original art has all of the blue line, everything that, you would see, like the paste up, for example. I don't know if you can make that out here on Cavern, but there's paste up there, for example. But the art is absolutely, the printers did a fantastic job with this. There are 12 stories in this, folks. Not only that, my good fiends. But here, I'm going to show you a couple of examples, right? Warren Kremer was one of the greatest pre-code artists. He often did color preliminary sketches. As you can see, the preliminary sketch and then the final cover for this issue of Black Cat Mystery. But check this out. Kremer also worked with his main artist for the horror comics line, Lee Elias. So what Kremer would do, I know it's probably harder to see on video, but you see the sketch with just the pencil, that's Kremer, and he's putting all of the notes for Lee Elias. Then over here, Kremer does the initial color sketch layout preliminary, right? To give Lee Elias a better idea. Then over here, Lee Elias does the original cover art. And here is the final published art. So it literally goes from point A to point B all the way through. Every step of the way, how they did it, how they laid it out. Chamber of Chills 19 just happens to be one of the most famous, easily one of the most famous Harvey covers. It is certainly, I would consider it one of the most famous pre-code horror covers of all time. And so you get this in this book, but it doesn't stop there. Oh, no, my good fiends, it does not stop there. Check this out. There are so many. It's not just Harvey and so forth. Here's a great one. Once again, this is Warren Kremer. Preliminary sketch for The Beyond from Ace, for example. But, yeah, I'll just show you this on the back. This is the back cover, folks, with a little blurb and the art you see there, once again, that is Warren Kremer. That is for an unpublished cover for Black Cat Mystery. Feast your Vulcan squinties on that, folks. Nobody has ever seen this in print. I guarantee you, it has not been in print before. A lot of these things that you will see in this book have never been in print, okay? Some of them have, definitely. Some of the original stories have been printed before, but not all of them. And certainly a good chunk of the covers. I even have L.B. Cole in here. Now, that drawing, the black and white drawing, is L.B. Cole, but he did that in 1981. He recreated his own cover, which was, of course, a pre-code cover for Terrors of the Jungle. So what I'm saying to you is that a lot of the stuff that is in here has not been printed, and it certainly has not been in the same publication ever. This is definitely like a first time for this kind of thing. Now, some of you are probably aware, for example, the only other original art edition I know as far as pre-code horror comics is EC. EC Comics put out their own original art edition. Also, Craig Yo of Yo Books, he has done some specialty books, like, for instance, a Howard Nostrand book, where he has reprinted original art stories from Howard Nostrand. I was careful not to include any of those stories in this. Okay, so these are stories that he did not print. There you go. Not only that, though, this thing is freaking official, folks. Yes, it actually has a ISBN number, and it is also registered with the Library of Congress. Yes, next week, one of these is going out to the Library of Congress, folks. They've already sent me the email asking me to send them a physical copy. So this will be forever enshrined in the halls of the Library of Congress. Yes, that's what I'm saying right now. It's even got print on the freaking binding. Look at that. Ooh-wee. So there you go. I'll show you one more thing because I think you're going to want to dig. Jack Kirby's also in this, folks. There's so many people. Bernard Bailey is in here. Check this Myron Foss cover out. I'm just going to show you this. This is the last one I'm going to show you. This is Tales of Horror, okay? But check out his black and white line work for that freaking cover, folks. That's Myron Foss. Now, that was the guy that brought us Eerie Publications in the 1960s. And, of course, he reprinted a ton of pre-code horror comics in Eerie Publications. Well, there's his original art cover. There is the published cover in color. Absolutely stunning stuff. I mean, it's something with Myron Foss is that when he wanted to kick ass, he could really kick ass. Sometimes he didn't. Sometimes he did. He was just that kind of artist, you know. But the cover, of course, that is Bernard Bailey from Weird Mysteries cover. And that's also in here. So you will see the final published cover as well. But there you have it, folks. My book, Pre-Code Horror Comics, the original art edition. Finally, hallelujah. 126 freaking pages. It will be on sale next Wednesday. And, of course, Friday. For the Friday show, I'll have links if you're interested in picking up a copy. It will be on my website. It's going to be $14.95 plus shipping. These things are freaking expensive to produce. Believe you me. Now I know why other companies charge like 30 or 40 bucks for these things. But I don't. I'm not. You know, I'm not working it that way, folks. If I can make $3 a copy, I'll be happy. So on my website, it will be $14.95. On eBay, it's probably going to be $15.95. And on Amazon, I reckon it's probably going to be $20 on Amazon, because Amazon just reams you as far as the percentage, that they get, which is nearly 30%. So it's probably going to be $20 there. Your best bet is to buy it directly from my website or from eBay. Those are I think the two best. Let me get back to the chat. So that's my big news. Let's see what we got here. Easy Comic Reader. Hot damn. Congratulations, Mike. Thank you. Easy Comic Reader. I appreciate that. Great job. I get a copy. Indeed. Yeah, there's the next thing right there, Werewolf. As I say, it should be officially for sale on Wednesday. And I'll have links. I probably Wednesday afternoon, I'm probably going to publish something that has the links. It's probably going to be on my website, horroranthologymovies.com. But then Friday, I'll also have everything's going to be up. It's going to be on my site, on eBay, on Amazon, at least those 3 platforms for now, And I got to tell you guys one thing. I got 100 of these, 100 copies. They are signed and numbered 1 to 100. That is the first printing. So that's how it's going to be. Second printing will be whatever the second 100 or whatever the hell it turns out to be. So that's what I did this time, and I totally screwed up on the splash of horror thing. I learned my lesson. So I just went for it. I just went for it. You just got to do it, man. It's the only way to go. Kevin, that looks amazing, Michael. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that, man. Amateur Luchador, that's really great, man. Wow. Thank you, Amateur Luchador. Thank you very much, my good man. Steve Harrison is here. Hello, Steve. Great to see you. Hope all's well down under, Werewolf. Die, my darling. Everything is super duper. Hope all is well over there. Hey, Jacob Bornowski is here. Hello, Jacob. Great to see you. It must be Friday, yes. Die, my darling. Misfits cover art came from the Chamber of Chills comic cover, Correcto Mundo. And that was originally designed by Warren Kremer, as I showed you in the book. And then it was finalized, actually rendered by Lee Elias. So there you go. That's the Misfits. Look, there's at least 2 members of the Misfits that love pre-code horror comics. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to try to, I forget which one it is. I think is it Jerry Orway? You guys correct me if I'm wrong. And then, of course, there's the lead guy. For some reason, I keep forgetting the damn guy's name. I don't know why. But in any case, I think both of those guys are heavily into pre-code. So I may try getting a book over to one of them. That might be a good idea, as a matter of fact. Jacob says, yo, he's sending his thing in the deal. R says, well done. Thank you, R. Appreciate that. PBR says, I have the history of EC covers hardback edition. It's the size of a freaking coffee table. That may be the one I'm thinking about, although I do believe they put out another book, PBR, which actually has the, like this, like what I did in this, which was to do some of these stories, folks. God, they're so good. Howard Nostrand, Dead End, right there. Check out this back cover. I'm going to take you off for a second. There. Inside back cover. Can anybody guess the artist? He's in here. Oh, yes, he is. It is none other than George Roussos, my good fiends. George Roussos did a ton of work for EC. He also did a ton of work for Standard, including Adventures into Darkness, which is what this story is from. It is divine. The artistry is amazing. Roussos was an absolute master, along with Bob Powell, who's also in here a couple of times. Just a wide variety of artists. Of course, Warren Kremer, as I mentioned, Lee Elias. Sid Check. Sid Check is in here. Fantastic. So that is Pre-Code Horror Comics Original Art Edition, folks. I think the final color copies came out great. There's a great example. Once again, Ace Periodicals, Pre-Code, original art there by John Chile, and of course the final cover. So you see, you get it all. It's like it's truly the original art. You see the blue line. You see with the glue from the paste up where they put stuff, on the page. Everything, that's what you get in here. Now, one thing that's important to keep in mind with the stories, for example, a really great takeoff on Wuthering Heights called Withering Heights. Notice where the borders are once again, folks. This is magazine size. I push those borders right to the edge where they should be, just like they did in Metal Hurlant. So what I've done effectively with most of these stories is that I have cut out the borders. Like on a piece of Bristol board, usually there would be like, pretty wide borders, an inch wide, top, bottom, and sides. Sometimes they would write stuff on them, and that's could be interesting. Most of the time they did not. So I found the idea of giving you larger art and pushing it right to the edge was the way to go, because of course you want to see the art as big as possible, so that's what I did with this. Once again, this is magazine size, and it's 126 pages. So there you go, folks. Let me get down here. Tim says, awesome job. Looks like a great book. Thank you, Tim. Once again, folks, it's going to be on sale as of Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. I will have links for you guys as well on the Friday night show. So if you're interested, come on back and you can check it out yourself. Kevin says, excellent work, Mike. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. Gary says, congrats. Thank you, Gary. Sign me up, beautiful book. Thank you, Easy Comic Reader. I appreciate that, my good man. Steve says, rip Count Floyd. Yep. TV drop salute. Paul O'Neill, I'm looking forward to getting my copy. Thank you, Paul. Great work, Mike. A labor of love. Yeah, thank you, Steve. It was really quite a process, my good fiends. I don't even know how. It's someday I'll probably tell you guys about it, what I did, how I did it, But wow, it was like, Splash of Horror is like one level. This thing is just way the hell up. It's an actual book. There's no ads. It's a bona fide book, right? And it's going to the Library of Congress. There was one thing, that's what happened this morning. Yesterday, the printer, I received the proof. I immediately went through the proof copy, which is what you're seeing now. And it's perfect. They did an absolute spectacular job with it, which is great. And so then I approved the proof for printing yesterday afternoon. This morning, I get an email from the Library of Congress, and they're like, yes, we've approved your book, and here's your Library of Congress number, which you need to put in your book, right? So I was like, oh, shit. So I got the one page that it goes on, which is the copyright page. That is this page on the bottom, towards the bottom, that lists all the copyright stuff. And I immediately added that, sent it to the printer, and I said, look, can you substitute this page? I know because my print job was in the queue, right? They were going to print it any time, literally, at any time. So fortunately, I caught him before they started printing. So he was able to take that page out, put the new page in. It has the official Library of Congress number in it now, folks. It's all official. That sucker's going to the Library of Congress, to the hollowed halls of the Library of Congress, if you can believe that shit. Yes. Folks, Mastrovia. For Christ's sake, I can't even freaking believe it, man. So in any case, I don't know what to say. Yeah, Jerry only. Thank you. Danzig, thank you. Kevin and Steve. See, thank God I've got people that are like the fact checkers. Great people that are in the chat that know, when I screw up, they know exactly what the hell I've screwed up on, and they're quick to correct me on that. Gotham City Comics is here. Hello, Gotham City. How you doing? All right, when did you come in, Gotham? Did you happen to see my book? This is it. I just got the proof. Pre-Code Horror Comics, the original art edition. 126 pages, my good fiend. It is an actual book. I'm going to show you guys this again in case he hasn't seen it. There's the original art cover. There is the final published cover. And as it shows here, this is the contents, 2 contents pages. This side has got all the stories. There are a dozen stories, original art stories. And then the other side is all of the covers, preliminary and unpublished covers as well. Some of the stories in here, my good fiends, are freaking awesome. As a matter of fact, they're all great. I mean, they're ones that I particularly love myself. They're so freaking good. They're so freaking good. That is Invasion by Jack Sparling. It is a sci-fi horror tale, which is really quite good. So, in any case, that's what it is. It's the book, Pre-Code Horror Comics, the original art edition. And Wednesday, folks, it is on sale Wednesday, my good fiends. I am glad to say, I'm happy to say that is what's going on. Slant Skull Bravo on the book. Thank you, Steve. Gotham City just got here. Pop Culture Commerce. Pop Culture Commerce. Hello, Pop Culture Commerce. Great to see you. SCTV was the greatest. Joe Flaherty, Eugene Levy, John Candy, Martin Short, freaking Andrea Martin, Catherine O'Hara. Holy Toledo, was she not only incredibly funny, but red hot. Red freaking hot. She was one of those, she was one of the like comedians, female comedians back in that time, if you want to talk like 1970s and 80s, that I was like totally entranced with, because they were so damn funny, and at the same time they were just dazzling as far as their beauty, and she was one of those. But the stuff she did on SCTV, we're going to see some of it tonight, folks. We're going to see a little bit of all of these guys: Eugene Levy, John Candy, Joe Flaherty, a little bit of Martin Short, Dave Thomas, with some great scenes that I have in store for you. Get ready. Okay, get ready. Gotham says, I'll take a few if you can supply. Indeed, I can supply, my good fiend. I'll hit you up. They should be officially ready by Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. So I'll send you an email with the info on that. Steve says, I have some. Oh, yeah, by the way, Gotham, just in case you're wondering, this is a book, so no ads. No ads in this book. This is actually a real book. You know, unlike Splash of Horror, which I will be taking ads for. But this is just a wall-to-wall book. Steve says, I have some pre-code comics in large paperback size. It doesn't go into pocketbook size. You need to mag size. Pop Culture Commerce, you are correct, sir. Jane Eastwood, Rick Moranis, Martin Short. There were so many. That's fantastic. Okay, excellent. Excellent, Gotham City. I will definitely get a hold of you. Okay, folks, a couple of things now before we go to our Joe Flaherty appreciation time here and Joe Flaherty SCTV thing. There's just one thing I want to bring to your attention. I don't know if any of you guys know about these. I never got one issue, but I just picked up all four pretty cheap, and they're really freaking cool. Never seen these before, folks. Marvel's Curse of the Weird. Now, this is issue number 1 from 1993. It spanned 1993, 1994. And as you can see on the top, it says, The Oddest Comics Ever. Curse of the Weird. And they are. These are some of the strangest stories that were reprinted basically from the Atlas pre-code era and into the late 50s as well, with stuff like Where Monsters Dwell and so forth. So, for example, the first story in here is a story called Do Not Panic, drawn by Steve Ditko, written by none other than Stan Lee. Check out that splash page. It's just so cool. The artists represented in these 4 issues, it's just issues 1 through 4. That was it. It was a series, 4 and done. But holy Jesus, the artists, folks. The artists. There we go. There's Russ Heath with The Brain, which is a weird freaking story. Okay. And of course, you have ads. Now, this is 1993. Check out the ad. Here's Konami video games with Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Anybody remember that one, folks? Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I love that ad. Look at that advertisement. That's just freaking awesome. Now, I have to admit, like in my life, by this time, I had pretty much had stopped buying any Marvel or DC comics. I would get the occasional underground or indie comic, but I just totally stopped with Marvel and DC. You know, that was just one of those things, you know what I'm saying? It just happened that way. But in any case, there's issue 1. These are some strange stories, folks. Check out that cover for issue number 2. You must see the unsolid man. Hey, am I dead or what? That is just beautiful. Curse of the Weird, folks. I just want to say, too, you can get these cheap. I got all 4 of them for $5 each, and they're in really great shape. You could probably get them even cheaper. You know, I don't know, but I thought I got a good deal on these. Really cool stuff. The reproductions are, of course, they're really good. They're from Atlas and, you know, late 1950s Marvel. Atlas stuff. Issue number 3. Look, check this freaking thing out. Now, yeah, this is Russ Heath as well. Check out this splash page for Return of the Brain. Man, I'll tell you what, when Russ Heath and Bill Everett, those guys were doing like top-notch work for Atlas, they were as good as anybody else, EC included. There's no doubt about that. And they just did it differently, too. You know, I mean, that is one freaking amazing splash page, in my opinion. Great story, too. Weird. Once again, this is, you know, Curse of the Weird. These are supposedly the strangest tales from the Marvel archives, from Atlas, basically, the 1950s, you know. And they're freaking strange, folks. They are freaking strange. And then issue number 4, check it out. You may kind of recognize this cover. Because it's, well, somebody's version of the classic Bill Everett story, Zombie. And it is one hell of a story. Absolutely fantastic. Bill Everett, just a stunning artist. Great colors on this as well. Beautiful. So 4 issues, folks. You know, this is the type of stuff I love. You know, if it's weird, bizarre, it's generally something I'm going to be interested in. And these are quite good. I will be doing videos on these in the near future, so be on the lookout. Because I think you're going to dig the hell out of these. And they're cheap. As I say, they're inexpensive. You can get them for, you can just go to eBay. You can find them easily for, I don't know, $3, $4, $5 somewhere in there. And you may even go to your local comic book shop and find them. I don't know if you're going to find these in the dollar bin. Seriously, you might. I don't know, but I'd never seen them before, folks. They're just kind of a, I don't know. It's like an odd series that came out, but highly recommended. Great artists. Once again, you got Basil Wolverton, Bill Everett, Russ Heath in here. Victor Carabata is also in here. He's one of the artists that I interviewed for Haunted Thrills. He also has a story in one of these issues. So it's good stuff, folks. Really good stuff. Curse of the Weird. Stan Lee. The mighty Stan Lee, man. I just love it that they did things like this, like really offbeat, especially in the 90s, you know, really great, really great. Once again, paying homage to those great artists and that period, the pre-code period and late 50s period too of Atlas and Marvel. Oh boy. I tell you, that juice is sweet, folks. That juice is sweet. The Library 88 is here. Hello, Library 88. Great to see you, my good man. It ain't right when we lose an SCTV member. Dang it. Rest in peace, Joe Flaherty. One of the best, one of my faves. SCTV is like nothing else. Agreed. One of my favorite comedy shows of all time. There's no doubt about that. I mean, it's hard to, look, when you look back at the original days of Saturday Night Live, like from 1975 going into the early 80s, it was primo. Well, SCTV, at least the first several years, absolutely top notch. And they were just, I don't want to, it's kind of like when you try to compare those early times, I don't really want to make comparisons because a lot of those guys came from the same place. They came from Second City. Second City was the comedy troupe, or the whatever you want to call it, the comedy thing, entity, let's call it. And then SCTV came out of that. And a lot of those people in Saturday Night Live and SCTV knew each other in the 70s, I mean, I know that Gilda Radner knew Joe Flaherty and other people in the 70s. It was all, that's how they kind of like mixed together. So I don't like to draw like, oh, this one was better than that, because they both were fantastic, but there was something about SCTV that was just a little different. Let's put it that way. And maybe it was the Canadian angle. I don't know. I'm not sure, really. I mean, when I was young watching it, the 80s, yeah, I didn't think like, well, gee, that's a funny Canadian show, ain't it? No, never even thought about the idea that it was Canadian. As a matter of fact, I'm sure when I first watched it, I never even knew that it was. I thought it was just a U.S. show, until I found out later. So there you go. Never heard of Curse of the Weird. Probably picked them up for peanuts. Yes, you can pick them up for peanuts. Werewolf by Lunchtime. As I was saying, they're pretty cheap. P.S. Love these weird comics. Yeah, Curse of the Weird, folks. Once again, you're going to dig these. You can get them cheap. I guarantee you. And they're really cool. They made only 4 issues. So, yeah, that's right. That's right, folks. I have the whole run. I have the complete run. I have the complete run of Curse of the Weird. Like some guys like, yeah, well, I got the complete run of The Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, yeah? I've got the complete run of Curse of the Weird. Okay? How about topping that one? All right, folks? There we go. But in any case, they're really cool. You're going to dig them if you get them. Great find, Mike. Any Wolverton? Yes, Steve Harrison. There's a couple of Wolvertons. There's a couple of Wolverton stories. There's 2 or 3. And they're really weird, of course, because it's Basil Wolverton. Easy Comic Reader says, I have issues 1 and 2. There you go. So Easy Comic Reader knows. He knows where it's at with these freaking comic books, man. It's so great that they would just do it and say, hey, look, man, let's reprint the strangest freaking stories that we ever did for Atlas. I could see Stan Lee doing that. I could just totally see him at a time where, I mean, I'm assuming, folks, in Marvel, early 90s, Stan Lee was still in full control. Like, I would assume that was still the case. Maybe I'm wrong. But I have a feeling he was. My Comic Shop has the first 2 issues for $2.50 and 3 and 4 for $6 to $7. There you go. There you go. Right there, folks. So you get those. You got 6, 12. You add 5. You pay postage. It's what, $22? That's exactly what I paid for mine. $22 for all 4. So they're cheap. They're not that expensive, and you are going to dig the hell out of them. And the guy, here's another great thing about the Curse of the Weird, too, folks. When we get to, like, for instance, issue 3. Yeah, of course, he's got people writing in letters to the editor. And they really love this. They love it. People are digging Curse of the Weird. It's too bad it didn't last longer. But he does little essays in here. I don't know where the hell I was reading one. Well, he's got the bullpen and bulletins type of thing. But he talks about the pre-code comics. Let me see where that is. It's in one of these issues. There we go. He does a whole freaking article on Atlas, the Comics Code Authority, and his reasoning for this guy is Mort Todd. Mort Todd put together Curse of the Weird. And so you get a whole history of Atlas and why Mort Todd decided to do this 4-issue series, getting the weirdest, strangest stories from the pre-code era and putting them into Curse of the Weird. So if you like strange shit like I do, folks, check it out. They're cheap too. You can get all 4 of them for like $20. Missed them in 94, was a new dad. Understandable. Everett did my favorite Hulk in the 60s. Yeah, there you go. Steve Harrison, SCTV state, apolitical, timeless, canned marsupial farts. Mad Mel. Mel's rock pile. What is SCTV? I doubt that we had it in UK back in the day. SCTV, okay, we're going to find it on YouTube as well, so you can watch full episodes, Werewolf. You are going to dig the hell out of the show. There are a ton of full episodes on YouTube. We're going to go over there. We will check it out. I've got some great clips for you guys, though. Flaherty, Joe Flaherty, in just a second. We Canadians don't ruffle feathers. Based on troops. Toronto was Second City. That was the troop. I will trade your ASM run for my Curse of the Weird. Okay, because I don't have any. So that would be a great trade for me, Werewolf. Okay, folks. Joe Flaherty. We celebrate the life of Joe Flaherty. SCTV alumni, all of those guys are fantastic. There is no doubt about that. They're all freaking great. And I wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, well, he was better than, Dave Thomas or whatever, because they were all just incredible with what they did. I think you would all agree. No slackers. There were no slackers at SCTV, folks. They were just fantastic. So I've got some great little clips of Joe Flaherty and a couple of the other people like Catherine O'Hara and John Candy all together doing their stuff, And so let me just show you a couple of things. We're going to start off with Joe Flaherty doing a freaking awesome impersonation of Kirk Douglas on the Brooks Shield show. You guys remember this one?
There once was a young girl named Brooke who had a face from a fairy tale book. How could a girl of her years cause such wolf calls and leers?
Because it was her mother for Brooke they mistook. Hi, I'm Brooke's mom, Terry. Join Brooke and me every weekday at 4 on the Brooke Shield Show. There's controversy with people like Speaker of the House Representative Tip O'Neill.
I mean, I'll step down if that's what the majority of the party wants. I don't think they do. What the Democrats have always needed was good leadership, old-fashioned leadership, and politics and I can provide that.
Brooke, don't do that. Ask Mr. O'Neill another question, dear.
Tip. That's a really stupid name. Do you mind if I call you Tip Toenail?
Tip Toenail. No, you can call me whatever you want. What the hell does that have to do with what I've been saying?
I don't know.
There's our special one-on-one segment with stimulating guests like Kirk Douglas. Brooke, sit down. Sit up straight.
So, you're an actor, right? I guess I never heard of you.
Oh, don't be silly. I told her all about you, Kirk.
Well, Brooke, I made quite a few motion pictures. Perhaps you've seen some of them.
Of course she has.
Spartacus, Paths of Glory, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Take those out, young lady. I'll tell you, Kirk, kids are nothing but trouble. That is until you get the first residual check.
Well, at least you had a girl. I had nothing but boys.
Is Michael Douglas your son?
Yes, he is.
Woo! I did.
Watch what you say, young lady.
I'll say whatever I like. It's my show.
And you're my daughter.
Yeah, well, I'm not your daughter. I'm your ticket to ride.
You watch your tongue. Kirk, what on earth would you do with a child like this?
I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd take her and put her across my knee. Then I'd give her a good, long, hard spanking. Right across the derriere.
And, of course, a song or two by Brooke herself.
Correct that grip. Give the back flip. Step on the crack. Break your mama's back.
That's the Brooke Shields Show, here on SCTV. Turn her on. She'll do more than that for you.
God. Oh my God. Folks, that show was just, I don't know what the fuck. It was like there was something that was more, it was a little more anarchic. I think there was just this anarchy thing that was running through it, or just this incredible lack of self-awareness that made it such a great show. Like where they just did shit that was absolutely insane, but so damn funny and right on the money. Like just stuff where, you know, Rick Moranis as Brooke Shields' mother. Holy shit. I mean, just fantastic stuff. I mean, it's just, Steve says Tony Rosato. He was another great, he came in later. Tony Robbins were part-timers on SCTV. Yes. And they both ended up on Saturday Night Live. That is correct. Schitt's Creek, full of SCTV. Yep. That was Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara, of course. Her hair was wild. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, it's my show and I'll do what I want on it. Brooke Shields had wild hair. That was a generation for wild hair. All right, folks. And of course, obviously, we were talking about Count Floyd. I think that another one of his great, Joe Flaherty's great impersonations was Quincy, when he did Quincy Cartoon Coroner. So I've got a shorter clip on that one. Check this out.
Look, he's over 10 feet long and he's flatter than a pancake. Somebody's kidding somebody. Sam, prepare for an autopsy.
Oh, Quince, it's all in the report. Leave it alone, huh?
Oh, look, I don't buy that report. I got a hunch there's more to this case than meets the eye, and I'm gonna prove it.
Scalpel.
Thanks, Sam. Just as I thought. Extreme compression on the tissue and on the bone structure. He was run over by a bulldozer.
I guess that's that.
Not quite, Sam. Still doesn't explain everything. That's the wood marks, all those powder burns, all the slice marks, the adhesions. Just doesn't make sense.
Why don't you leave it alone, Quince? We're backlogged with cases as it is.
Boss, I got a hunch. A hunch that that cat did not die by the weight of that bulldozer alone. And all I need is 24 hours to prove my point. And if you're going to sit back on your duff, I'm going to go out and do it myself.
All right, Quince. You got your 24 hours, but that's it.
Boss, I could kiss you. Sweetie, you're not leveling with me.
I swear. All I did was put a firecracker in the pretty cat's ear and run away right into the dog's mouth.
Dog's mouth? Great, now all I gotta do is talk to Spike, and that's a whole ball of wax.
I'm not coming out.
You don't have to come out, Spike. Just level with me.
Okay. All I did was chase after him as fast as I could, and then I bit off his tail.
Yeah?
This, of course, tore the fur completely off his body, leaving him naked except for some stubble.
That is just like, what can be said? It's Joe Flaherty as Quincy, cartoon coroner, folks. I will be showing you where you can watch the full episodes very, very shortly. Here's one thing, too. Of course, this is the Horror Mike show, right? And SCTV would do some horror stuff. You know it. Of course, you got Dr. Tongue. You got Count FLOYD. Horror comedy stuff. Well, Joe Flaherty did this thing once. And I just called it Scary Story. Scary Story Time. Something like that. I know it's got another name. I got the clip. This is one of the greatest freaking things, and I think that the kid that is in this clip is Joe Flaherty's son. Okay, I believe. I was reading about it, and they indicated that it was his son. Maybe somebody knows. Steve, our loyal Canuck from the Great White North, may know about this, but I think that this is his son in this sequence. This is one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen in my life, and it's really great horror. Check this out.
Well, was that scary, Billy?
That was a piece of...
Billy!
It wasn't scary at all, Dad. I want to hear a real scary story.
All right, Billy. I'll tell you a scary story. I didn't want to tell you this one because it's so scary it even scares me.
Tell it, Dad.
All right, I will, Billy, but you promise to go to bed.
Okay.
All right. This is the story of an old man who was a watchkeeper. He kept watch in a lighthouse. Now, this lighthouse was miles and miles away from the nearest possible village. One day, this old lighthouse keeper, he looked out the window and he saw something very, very strange. He thought he saw rocks moving. But no, they weren't rocks moving, Billy. It was something else entirely. They were rats. Oh, rats. And so he tried to call the nearest town. But what was that? The phone. It's not working. The phone's not working. What can I do? The rats had chewed. They had chewed through the phone. Oh, and he heard them coming closer and closer, and he could see them now. Big brown rats. Bigger than Muskoka muskrats, Billy. And they were slowly approaching and walking like this, Billy. And hundreds of them. And they started coming up the lighthouse. Oh! And he could hear them squealing their horrible, squeaky little squeal. What was that? A squeaky squeal. It was the rats. Billy, what was that? Did you hear that? I heard a rat. They're in here, Billy. The rats are in here. They're squeaking. They're making horrible squeaking sounds. Police! Police! Billy, the rats are going to kill us! Yeah, Billy, how was that? Billy? Dead. He's dead. Oh, well, I told him it'd be a scary story. Madge, I really did it this time.
SCTV now ends its programming day with this promo.
Coming up on Monster Chiller Horror Theater, it's Dr. Tongue's 3D House of Stewardesses.
I'm telling you, folks, it's comedy gold. Jerry, it's comedy gold. That's what I'm saying right now. SCTV Joe Flaherty. just one of the greatest. Of course, we're going to see a little bit of Count Floyd. We've got to see some Count Floyd and the 3D House of Cats. Okay. That's what I've got lined up for you. But let me get back to the chat first, because I'm sure a couple of people have chimed in on this. At least I hope so. Steve says SCTV based out of Edmonton, Alberta. They had a run on HBO. I do believe you're correct with the HBO. The rats, Billy. The rats. They're in the room now. They're here with us. Mew, mew, we're going mew, mew, mew. Holy shit, folks. Just so great. So great. Steve, the boy was in other sketches too. Can't confirm relationship, but I had read that he was Flaherty's son. I may be wrong, that may have been incorrect information, but it would have been even better, right? Because he scares his son to death with a story about rats. It is just fucking genius. It is comedy genius. I Am One of Us is here, funny and scary. Hello, I Am One of Us. Great to see you tonight in the chat. And I agree. Funny and scary. That's what, and that's something that SCTV could do. And another thing about SCTV, and I think this was kind of similar with the early Saturday Night Live. Here's what they would do with music. They had all kinds of shit. They didn't really care. One week they would have like some popular folk singer, right? Or something. And then the next week they would have like the Plasmatics. And you guys know this. And it's like the funniest shit. Gil, the fishing musician. They would have like these various guests. And Saturday Night Live did the same thing too. Now, John Belushi, as we were talking about a few weeks ago, convinced SNL, Lorne Michaels to get Fear on the show, but they had other punk rock groups. It was not limited to Fear. Fear was probably one of the most outrageous they ever had, but the Plasmatics, folks, if you haven't seen the Plasmatics episode on SCTV, we're going to go over and we'll find it. You got to watch this. It is one of the most you will bust your gut laughing. It is so damn good. John Candy and the Plasmatics. It's just so great. It is great stuff. The kid was in Prophecy Sleeping Bag. Okay. Prophecy Sleeping Bag. Why doesn't anybody market that? I want to see a Prophecy Sleeping Bag. A big, as I think it was last week, I think it was Werewolf that said a giant yellow banana. Somebody needs to market the Prophecy Sleeping Bag, folks. That's what I'm saying right now. And if people are wondering, John Candy was the best. He was awesome. And now, folks, John Candy and Joe Flaherty are together again up there. They're doing skits for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? They're doing it. They are doing Count Floyd and all kinds of stuff. And I am sure that they are digging it in heaven, my good fiends. I mean, there you go. I truly believe that. I am sure that is the case. But for people that have just joined the show, I just want to show you something really quick. When we talk about prophecy, we're talking about the John Frankenheimer film, The Prophecy from 1978, with the creature that's called Man, Bear, Pig. This is a very short clip from it, and this is what happens. Yeah, that is the Man, Bear, Pig sleeping bag massacre sequence from The Prophecy, directed by John Frankenheimer, who also famously directed The Manchurian Candidate. Okay, same guy. Yeah, The Manchurian Candidate, starring Frank Sinatra. You know, considered one of the greatest political thrillers of all time. He directed The Prophecy and that sequence of the sleeping bag massacre, which has got to be one of the most insanely hilarious sequences in a horror film that I've personally ever seen. I don't know about you guys, but it's something we show it every week. We have to show it because it's just one of the greatest scenes ever filmed. I don't know, it's just fantastic. Steve says Tony Rosato did a sketch that stole from the Flaherty sketch on SNL. The Halloween show Fear was on. He played a TV talk show host scared to death by the caller. Definitely Billy. Gotham City says, hey, if you guys want to see a life-size Metaluna mutant head, I'll be unboxing one tomorrow morning on the Hotel Orloff channel. There you go, folks. That's Gotham City Comics, folks. You should also put that on your own site. Have you uploaded that as part of one of your videos, Gotham City? I would really like to see it on your channel. That would be fantastic. Werewolf says, definitely an exploding human banana. Prophecy was a great B horror flick. It was. And it was one of those classic John Kelly. It was one of the classic eco horror films of the 1970s, much like Frogs and, what the hell? Why do I keep forgetting it was the H.G. Wells, Food of the Gods, shit like that. They did a ton of eco horror films, and Prophecy was one of those films. And it was John Frankenheimer. I mean, look, as I said last week, John Frankenheimer famously saved what he could possibly do to salvage the island of Dr. Moreau, which was originally directed by Richard Stanley. It was the version with Val Kilmer and Marlon Brando. And everything just went to shit on the set. I mean, it was just anarchy. So they fired Richard Stanley. He wandered off into the jungle, literally. He got lost in the jungle. Nobody knew where he was. They brought in John Frankenheimer. He finished the film. So that's how that film actually just ended up getting made. And I want to say it's still on Tubi. I think it's still on Tubi, folks. So there you go. That's Island of Dr. Moreau, and circa 1995, 1996, I want to say. Donald Pleasance was the caller. Yeah, because Donald Pleasance was the host of the freaking show. That was the show with Fear. Fear played on that show. Donald Pleasance introduced Fear. Oh, my God, those were great times, folks. Those were great times in our culture. And in the world of pop culture, when you have Donald Pleasance, and it was a horror-themed kind of show, really, introducing Fear, the punk group playing on Saturday Night Live, I don't know what the hell else to say. I don't know how to describe it, how to really say it. You got to watch the episode. I believe that episode is on YouTube. Jacob says that exploding bag was great. It's one of the greatest, yeah. It's not on my channel yet, but hopefully tomorrow. Great. Excellent. Gotham City Comics, folks. Once again, there are a couple of people here that have active channels. Gotham City Comics is one of them. Go over to Gotham City. You're going to dig the hell out of it. And subscribe, obviously. Check him out. He's got an incredible look. If you haven't seen the live show that we did, where he was kind enough to show us his store, which is, it's more than a store. It's like a living museum or something of just amazing props and so forth. I've got it. It's on my channel. You can check it out. But also go to Gotham City Comics and subscribe to his site and watch his videos. You know, that's what I'm saying right now. My good fiends. Donald Unpleasant. PBR says, First Man on Mars. If you watch 17 times in a row, you get a free puppy. And that's no joke, folks. I've seen people walk out with some mini Pugmires. Okay, that's what I'm talking about right now. Mars Attack is on the scene, and he knows the whole thing. He's ahead of us all on this angle. And, of course, it is Mars. First Man on Mars. It's almost like, you know, you guys are goading me, aren't you? You really do want to see it, don't you?
The countdown to terror has begun.
The signal's getting stronger now. It won't be long.
Come quick! The monster done ate my pappy!
Do you really think this was a bear duck?
Highly unlikely. First Man on Mars. Once he was human.
There's something shiny in the rock. This is really starting to sting.
Now a bloodthirsty monster, killing and devouring the young. And not so innocent.
Let's take a look at this, huh?
I'm gonna blast the thing back to hell.
Oh, shit.
First Man on Mars.
You mean there's aliens out here? Shit. I don't want to get ducted in anal.
This film is not rated.
Folks, if you're interested, you can go there and get a copy, a Blu-ray copy, signed and numbered, of First Man on Mars, a film I made. And it just got its Blu-ray release in 2023. Signed and numbered copy. And if you get a copy, you're automatically entered to win one of 2 movie props used in the film. Okay? And they come with a certificate of authenticity as well. So head on over to my website, horroranthologymovies.com/First Man on Mars Blu-ray and check it out. They're on sale right now. I believe they're $9.95 on the website. So there you go for a Blu-ray. It's, you know, wild entertainment, great extras with it. I've got behind the scenes photos, unused footage, behind the scenes footage, and stop motion animation sequences. So, you know, a bunch of stuff, extras, you know, as far as the Blu-ray extras go. And you get some physical extras too inside the Blu-ray. Oh yeah, it's not just a Blu-ray, folks. It delivers. It delivers the goods. So that's what I'm saying right now. When will the winner of the props be revealed? Oh, gee, lovely weather we're having. Hey, what about those Yankees? No, just kidding. Werewolf, yeah, when I've sold all 300, as I've said, and actually what it stated in the sales spiel. When all 300 copies have been sold, we have the drawing, and we have the 2 lucky winners of the props. So the more that you talk to people about it, the more people might buy it, and the faster we might get to that freaking drawing. Okay, that's what I'm saying right now. That eye pop was good. Thank you, R. I appreciate that, boy. Did we work on that one a bit just to get that eye popping right? I'm telling you, that was a little bit of a trick right there. And I recall it because it was like 95 degrees in Mississippi. And, I mean, it was like July, August. We were freaking dying. I was playing the monster. I had that freaking astronaut suit and the mask and the prosthetics on my face. Doing for all the close-up stuff where I'm like, argh, doing stuff like that. That was me. And we're out there, and it was just like, it was hell. It was hell on earth, but we got it done. And we got those great effects of, some really great kill effects. Let's put it that way. Thank you, R. Excellent. Everybody buy his effing movie now. Yes, Werewolf. That should do it. I think that'll probably turn the tide right there. Apex Comics is here. Hello, Apex Comics. Good to see you. All right, guys. Let's get it back to it. Before we get to Tubi Land, folks, there are a couple of other things. I just wanted some quickies. I wanted to show you Joe Flaherty, folks. God rest his soul. One of the greats, in my opinion, a comedy legend. SCTV, absolutely fantastic. Let's take one last look at Joe's work with a great SCTV Monster Chiller Horror Theater clip, shall we?
Hi, everyone. Count Floyd here, reminding you to watch this Saturday night at 11 o'clock for Monster Chiller Horror Theater. We got a scary one for you this week. It's that three-dimensional, semi-classic Dr. Tongue's House of Cats. It's in 3D, so you'll have to send away for your special glasses. Now, let's take a look at some chilling scenes from Dr. Tongue's House of Cats.
Very good companion. Here's your drink, Alicia. Drink it quickly before it gets cold.
Hot rum and Coke. Oh, well.
Would you like to see my Dinky?
Dear what?
My little cat, Dinky. Here, Dinky. Come here, Dinky. Come on. Yes, little Dinky. This is my cute little button, isn't it? Hello. Wow, Dinky. Wow, Dinky. Ah! Woo.
I seem to be getting dizzy.
Yes.
What did you put in that drink?
Now you're mine. Yes. All mine. Yes. Bruno! Hurry up, Bruno. I'm throwing a big party tonight, and I've invited all the noblemen. I'll show them. I'll show them all. They laughed at me in Paris. They laughed at me in Prague. They laughed at you in London, too. Shut up, you fool! Take that. I've got over 100 guests coming tonight, so we'll need plenty of kitty litter. Now hurry up! I hope I didn't leave anyone off the list. All right, you fool! Now you shall feel my wrath. Bruno! Oh, sorry. Release the cat! me. I'll show them all. Bruno! Bruno, what's wrong? If you want anything done, you gotta do it yourself. Bruno, what? Bruno. Cats. He's drunk. No. No! Please! I'll change you all back! I'm sorry! Please! No! No! More! Oh! Oh! Oh, I'm sorry! Get off me! Get off me, you cat! No, Alicia! Alicia! Not you! Oh! Oh! Please! Oh! Ah! Ah! Oh, not my neck!
Oh, did you see that? Did you see all those cats just leaping right at you from the screen? Right at you! I don't know how they do that, how they train those cats to attack like that. But look, if you're going to watch the movie in 3D next Saturday night, you gotta send away for your glasses. So be sure you send $27, $27 to me, Count Floyd, care of SCTV. And then you can watch Dr. Tongue's House of Cats this Saturday night on Monster Chiller Horror Theater. Woo! Woo, 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 woo! Woo!
One of my favorite horror hosts of all time. There you go. Joe Flaherty as, of course, Count Floyd on SCTV, folks. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, because that shit kicks ass. No, it's just so damn funny. And Catherine O'Hara, holy Toledo. All I can say is that she was scorching hot, is what I'm saying. She was also funny as hell, and just holy Toledo, I say. Pop culture says Count Floyd would howl like a werewolf. He was confused. Tubi time rip Joe Flaherty, says Apex. Dinky. Have you seen my dinky? What? Eric Boyd, looks like I missed most of tonight's stream. I blame Apex. There you go. Steve says, I loved when Count Floyd had an Euro art film with Wolf. Yeah, that was Whispers. It wasn't a Whisper of the Wolf, and it was a Bergman film. It's classic. It's on YouTube, folks. Hello, one and all. Eric says, hello, Eric. Great. Yeah. Eric says, send $27 for those glasses now. Easy Congress says, I never watched SCTV. This is good stuff. It's hilarious stuff. And now I'm going to show you where, folks, where you can get it, where you can watch your freaking SCTV on YouTube. Okay, we're gonna head on over. There's a couple of channels that carry SCTV material. Good Lord. Okay, first off, there's the official. Jesus. There we go. There is the official channel. I'm going to show it to you right now. Holy Toledo.
Starring Hugh Beaumont, Barbara Billingsley, Tony Dow and Jerry Mathers as the Beaver.
Gee, I hope the Beaver gets a job down at the unemployment office today. He's been real depressed ever since he's been on welfare.
Well, don't pamper him, June. Beaver's just gonna have to learn to cope with real-life problems. Look at Wally. 4 divorces left him flat broke. Cleaned him right out. You hear him complaining?
But the Beaver's only 30, Ward. He doesn't know how to be a failure. Even you weren't a failure at that age. I wonder who that could be.
Hey, Wally.
Hi, Eddie.
Hey, Squirt.
Hi, Eddie.
I hear your old lady's having an affair with Fred Rutherford. Oh, hello, Mrs. Cleaver. I was just telling Wallace and Theodore that you're looking younger and younger as years go by.
Oh, thank you, Eddie.
Oh, I brought this over for Mr. Cleaver. He had a pretty bad case of the shakes last time I saw him. I hope he's feeling better.
Oh, I'm sure he is, Eddie. Thank you for asking. Come on and get your lunch, Beaver.
Okay, Mom.
Now, don't get discouraged today, Beaver.
Okay, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Hello, Beaver. I haven't seen Larry Mondello lately. You two have a fight?
Gee, Dad, I keep telling you. Larry died 7 years ago. He gagged on an apple, remember?
I thought that was Lumpy Rutherford.
Lumpy died when he jumped in front of that train.
I get confused. For a while there, I even thought you were killed in Vietnam, Beaver.
Not me, Dad. Well, I gotta get going. See you later, Mom.
Bye, Beaver.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, son.
Holy Toledo.
Hey, Wally, I'm surprised I didn't trip over your old man on the front steps this morning.
Oh, come on, Eddie. Knock it off. Yeah, Eddie. Don't say nothing mean about my parents again.
Get a job, you creep. Hey, Wally, you got a minute? Can we talk?
Sure, Eddie.
Can we go in the garage?
Never mind, you guys. I'm leaving anyway. See you, Wally. Hi, Whitey.
Oh, hi, Beaver.
Boy, that Eddie Haskell, he really makes me mad.
Why don't you kill him?
Nah, I could go to jail. Besides, it's against the law.
But, Beaver, no one would have to know that you did it.
I don't know, Whitey. I don't even have a gun.
Come on, Beaver. What are you, chicken?
So that's the story, Wally. I can't hide it anymore. I'm gay and I'm proud of it.
Gee, Eddie, you better stop coming around here anymore.
I'm just worried about the boys, Ward. How do I tell the Beaver that I'm running away to Tijuana with Fred Rutherford?
Just be honest with him, dear. That's all. When I was a young man, my mother was always straight with me. She used to say, Ward, you're boring. You're a very dull kid.
Mom? Dad?
Come on, Ward. Ward, come on.
Boy, Beaver, you're gonna get it.
Oh, my.
Beaver, I'm afraid you're going to have to explain yourself.
Gee, Dad, I hated him. Besides, he was always calling me a bum.
Beaver, after all I told you about taking the law into your own hands, June, call the police.
Boy, Dad.
Wally, he's just going to have to learn his lesson. Maybe 35 years in the slammer will teach the Beaver something.
Boy, Wally, life stinks.
Yeah, but so do you, Beaver.
Yeah. Thanks, Wally.
Holy shit, folks. Yeah, that's Leave It to Beaver Canadian style and SCTV style. And somebody pointed out, and rightfully so, I just saw, yeah, Harold Ramis was another great SCTV. Now, Harold Ramis, is he still alive? Did he die? No, he died in 2014. That's right. Folks, Harold Ramis is another one, SCTV alumni, who was fantastic. Mo Green, Dialing for Dollars. Holy shit. Harold Ramis was just hilarious. And yeah, he unfortunately passed away 10 years ago. I had forgotten that he had passed on. But now we can say that Harold Ramis, John Candy, and Joe Flaherty are doing great gigs in the sky. Okay? That's what I'm saying right now, because they're all just freaking fantastic. Let me get up. I know I missed a few things in here. Steve says, save the $27 for Mike's book. Well, it's not even that expensive, Steve. You can, as of Wednesday, you'll be able to get it off of my website for $14.95 plus shipping. So it'll be far less than $27. Apex says, I liked when Catherine O'Hara was Brooke Shields. Yeah, I just showed that. Apex, you just missed it. I showed it. That's what you get for showing up late, Apex. I showed that whole hilarious sequence of the Brooke Shields show with Rick Moranis playing Brooke Shields' mother. Oh, my God. Fred Flicks, good channel for reminiscing. Yes, Mike's book or his movies. I wouldn't pay $27 for one of my movies. I mean, I might think about it, Eric. Edith Prickley, of course. Good Lord. Absolutely fantastic, that whole thing. We're going to get there, folks. We're getting there. Who else could play the Beaver? John Candy. It had to be John Candy. Mad Lynx is here. Hello, Mad Lynx. Great to see you in the chat, my good man. Pop Culture Commerce says, great Harold Ramis too. Yes, fantastic. You guys, if you ever saw Harold Ramis doing, I think it was Mo Green, his character Mo Green. He was Dialing for Dollars, where you would have like trivia, you know, like if they're during a movie or something, it'd be like, he would be the guy, you know, the host. And so he would take calls and ask a trivia question. And then he would start sweating like when somebody was going to get the call, the answer. Hilarious stuff. Sunrise Semester, of course, horror shows. That's what SCTV great in North America. We related to the programming. Yes, yes, yes. Now I want to see the original Leave It to Beaver. Oh, good Lord, Matt. Now you can see some original Leave It to Beavers on YouTube, Werewolf. I didn't remember Harold Ramis was on SCTV. Indeed, he was. Mo Green. My good fiends. Steve Harrison. Candy had the beeve down pat. Now, look, Ward, don't you think you were a little too hard on the Beaver last night? He passed away 2014, 10 years ago. It's hard to believe. Yep. All of them. All of them. Are you kidding? I mean, that's a stack of horror. I mean, it's a stack of horror. A stack of comedic talent right there, folks. John Candy, Harold Ramis, Joe Flaherty. Yeah, actually, Werewolf did pay more than $27 for my movie because he's in Australia, folks. And it cost a lot of money to ship that freaking movie 13 hours into the future. Okay? You don't know the type of machinery that has to be used in order to do that. And I appreciate Werewolf for that. Steve says, Ramos was also Gus the security guard. Yes, he was. Madlink says, who were some of the writers on SCTV? A lot of the people in it definitely were writers. There's no doubt about that, Madlinks. A lot of the actual, comedians were writers as well. And I'm sure they had some other writers, obviously. let's get back to it, folks. I may have one more. Okay, I'm going to show this because Apex came in late. I'm just going to show it one more time, folks, and then we're going to go to Tubi, okay? This is SCTV, the Brooke Shields show with Joe Flaherty playing Kirk Douglas, okay?
There once was a young girl named Brooke who had a face from a fairy tale book. How could a girl of her years cause such wolf calls and leers?
Because it was her mother for Brooke they mistook. Hi, I'm Brooke's mom, Terry. Join Brooke and me every weekday at 4 on the Brooke Shields Show. There's controversy with people like Speaker of the House Representative Tip O'Neill.
I mean, I'll step down if that's what the majority of the party wants. I don't think they do. What the Democrats have always needed was good leadership, old-fashioned leadership, and politics, and I can provide that.
Brooke, don't do that. Ask Mr. O'Neill another question, dear.
Tip. That's a really stupid name. Do you mind if I call you Tip Toenail?
Tip Toenail. No, you can call me whatever you want. What the hell does that have to do with what I've been saying?
I don't know.
There's our special one-on-one segment with stimulating guests like Kirk Douglas.
Brooke, sit down. Sit up straight.
So, you're an actor, right? I guess I never heard of you.
Oh, don't be silly. I told her all about you, Kirk.
Well, Brooke, I made quite a few motion pictures. Perhaps you've seen some of them.
Of course she has.
Spartacus, Paths of Glory, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Take those out, young lady. I'll tell you, Kirk, kids are nothing but trouble. That is until you get the first residual check.
Well, at least you had a girl. I had nothing but boys.
Is Michael Douglas your son?
Yes, he is.
Woo! I do it.
Watch what you say, young lady.
I'll say whatever I like. It's my show.
And you're my daughter.
Yeah, well, I'm not your daughter. I'm your ticket to ride.
You watch your tongue. Kirk, what on earth would you do with a child like this?
I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd take her and put her across my knee. Then I'd give her a good, long, hard spanking right across the derriere.
And of course, a song or two by Brooke herself.
Correct that whip. Give the button flip. Step on the crack. Break your mama's back.
That's the Brooke Shields Show here on SCTV. Turn her on. She'll do more than that for you.
I was completely in love with Catherine O'Hara. I don't know about you guys, but, you know, just that combination of being an incredible comedian and being so freaking hot. She was just, I was completely in love with her. Absolutely fantastic SCTV personality. Here we go, folks. I just dropped this link. There's where you go. That's the official SCTV channel right there. Click on that sucker and make sure that you subscribe to the official SCTV channel. That's where we just watched that. You can see a ton of SCTV clips. I don't know if they have full shows. I'm looking right now. It doesn't look like it, but they have some really great clips. Then, let's see here. There we go. That's the second city. Now, this was the original. Check this shit out. For people that don't know, this was before SCTV. This was the second city. This existed in the 1970s. You had all kinds of freaking people in the second city. A lot of people you'll recognize on top here before they went to SNL or to SCTV, for example. So I'm going to drop this link in the chat as well, because I think you'll want to check this out. There it is, Second City Network. Now, I'm going to find one more that I've SCTV full episodes. Yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. Now, SCTV season 1. Holy shit, there it is. Okay, but what is that? Second City Television. This is it. Here we go, folks. For those of you that have not seen episodes of SCTV, this is the place to go. Right here, Second City Television 6317. They've got a ton. They don't have everything, but they have a ton of full episodes, and these are some just fucking great shows. They have Mo Green dialing for dollars. I see it. Shock Theater in here. Philosophy Street. Memoirs of Anton Chekhov, which is hilarious. Great stuff. Ethnic humor, crosswords. There you go, folks. Check out SCTV. As I said before, Second City Television 6317. And you can find others. There's more on YouTube, definitely. These are just some of the prime ones that you should really check out if you want to watch some good SCTV stuff. That's what I'm saying to you. I'm going to go back up. Eric says, I've never seen this before. Are you referring to the Kirk Douglas thing? The Brooke Shields? She looked lovely, yes. She's a mess. Yeah, beautiful mess. PBR says she's just about bounced right out of that top. Folks, that's what we're talking about. So once again, I've just dropped 3 links for you guys. Second City Network, okay? That's huge. Second City Television 6317 and the official SCTV channel. All 3 of those should give you hours of entertainment from SCTV. You're going to dig it. You're going to dig. Look, one more thing I'm going to do. One more thing. SCTV, the Plasmatics. Are you watching this? Okay, good. I just want to make sure it's on there. Here's Fish and Musician with the Plasmatics. I'm gonna kind of go forward a little bit, and we're not gonna watch the whole thing.
From all over the world, musicians come to Gil Fisher's Scuttlebutt Lodge to be on the Fisher Musician.
Well, good evening to you. I'm Gil Fisher, and welcome to the Gil Fisher Show. We got a great show for you tonight. Wendy Williams and the Plasmatics are with us. And we went on a hunting trip right in the Mellonville Forest, and what a great hunting trip it was. But not exactly the kind of hunting trip you'd expect. And I'll tell you more on that right after this important message. Right, Tag? This is my new dog, Tag.
Hi, you don't know me, but last year I made over $1 million from a single idea. What was my idea? Well, frankly, it's not for sale. You see, my idea worked for me, but it may not work for you. But how can you come up with an idea that will allow you to make money and provide you with an opportunity to appear on television and not tell others about your idea, but encourage inventive people like you and me without giving it all away? Sound simple? Well, it should, because by the time this commercial is over, you'll be in a position to think of a big money-making idea like I did. Wouldn't it be nice to own a mansion, drive a Cadillac, or be your own boss? Well, just send $10 to Box 1980. Don't delay. Do it today. Come on, move. What?
Okay, I'm going to backtrack just a second here so you guys remember this. Okay. Right there.
Williams and the Plasmatics.
Well, good evening to you. I'm Gil Fisher, and welcome to the Gil Fisher Show. We got a great show for you tonight. Wendy O. Williams and the Plasmatics are with us. And we went on a hunting trip right in the Mellonville Forest, and what a great hunting trip it was. But not exactly the kind of hunting trip you'd expect. And I'll tell you more on that right after this important message. Right, Tag? This is my new dog, Tag.
Okay, you see, you notice the dog is black, right? Okay. I just want to set this up for you guys. Here we go. So here comes the performance by the Plasmatics, which is hilarious. This shit is just so good.
Yeah, we do.
What's it
Record's called Metal Priestess.
Ah, now could you do me a favor?
Hey.
Could you do a song for me tonight?
You got it.
You're kidding, you would?
From our new
Oh, well, isn't this a treat right here on the Gil Fisher Show? Wendy Williams and the Plasmatics. Tag, this is going to be great. Let's watch.
Sanctify this place. Protect us from evil. Behold the power of the night. Shine, that we may see the light. Curse the filthy hypocrites. Crawl into their beds at night. Ooze from slimy depths below. Scream into their frozen brains. Work thy wretched wrath. Remove all obstacles from our path. I command that these things of which I speak will come to be. The Prince of Darkness here! You said you're good! Your time is gone! YXVS! So it is done! Behold, the power of the night shine! That we may see the light first! Look at the hypocrites crawl! Into the beds at night ooze! First I just the light scream! Into their golden baby hole! The Prince of Darkness here! You shall come too! Your time has come! YXVS! So it is done! Behold, the power of the night shine! That we may see the light first! Look at the hypocrites crawl! Into their beds at night ooze! As I just on the screen! Into their golden baby hole! The Prince of Darkness here! You shall come too! Your time has come! YXVS! So it is done! You said you're too. We're time has come. SCTV. So is the power of the night shine. Let me see the light first. Let the hypocrites crawl. Into the desert night ooze. The lion has the low scream. Into the belly ready hole. God brings up darkness here. Useless are true. Your time has come. SCTV. So is so it is time.
Wendy Williams! Woo! Plasmatics! Woo! Woo! What a great show tonight, I want to tell you. The old Scuttlebutt Lodge was really rocking tonight. My thanks to Wendy Williams and the Plasmatics. What are you doing there? Oh, come on, Wendy. Oh, and I love you too. That's all the time I got. Thanks to Wendy Williams and the Plasmatics. Woo! Ew, dang, what the hell happened to you? You turned color on me. Oh, that music was... Good night! Woo!
His dog turned white. Folks, that is SCTV. That is maximum rock and roll. There's just no other way to put it. That shit kicks ass. Right there. What happened? What happened to, I don't know. What happened to comedy? Okay, that is like just comedy gold right there. Holy Toledo. Apex says, yes, the Plasmatics. Wendy O. Williams, yes. I remember the Tubes. Yes, the Tubes on Fish and Musician. Hilarious, too. Wow, Wendy had a great rack. You ain't just whistling Dixie. Apex Comics. Not big enough. Holy Toledo. She stole my horn, Werewolf says. That's rock and roll, folks. That is maximum rock and roll right there on Guild Fish and Musician. Holy, I just hire Wendy to redecorate your house. Let's bring her back. Let's resurrect that poor girl who sadly took her own life. But what a gal. 3-hour show. It looks like a 3-hour show. A 3-hour show. Werewolf. Lol, says Mars Attack. I prefer the Taylor Swift version. Somebody's about to get bounced, Werewolf. I swear to God. Did the Plasmatics tour with Guar? I don't think so. I don't know, Apex. I never heard about that. I would rather see the Plasmatics, personally. I mean, I have nothing against Guar, but the Plasmatics really did rock and roll. I mean, there's no doubt about that. They had the rock thing. They knew how to do hooks in pop music, in rock, whatever you want to call it, To me, that's just absolutely killer. Plasmatics for the win, says PBR. Yes. She worked with Gene Simmons and Kiss. I wouldn't doubt that. That whole episode, folks, you can see it. It is on. Let me get back there. I got to get out of here. Oh, it's UXB Press. Okay, now UXB Press. I'm going to put this on here for anybody that's interested. I'm dropping the link right now. That's where we just saw that show. You can watch the entire show. Now, this is a punk rock channel called UXB Press. But you can see that entire SCTV Gil the Fish and Musician with the Plasmatics. It's way longer. Look, it's like 30 minutes long. There's no way we can show the whole thing. I just wanted to do the intro where he's got his dog that's black, and at the end, the dog is scared white. It's just classic shit, man. Okay. All right, folks. I just lost my mind. Where are we? All right. Kevin, did you ever think we would watch the Fish and Musician with the Plasmatics on the show? Well, we just did. There's no doubt about that. All right, folks. All right. Okay. That's pretty much the whole thing right there. We're going to Tubi now. I know a lot of you have been waiting for Tubi. And so we shall present the Tubi for you right now. All right. We got the Tubi on the screen, folks, and wait until you see the lineup I got for you tonight. Next week, look, let me put it this way. The next 5 weeks, I've already got lined up on Tubi. You are going to freaking shit bricks when you see what Tubi has added. Now, it's not always obvious. It's you actually have to dig into Tubi to find shit, because a lot of stuff they put on Tubi, they don't advertise it. Okay? That's the thing. You either have to do search or you have to go through various categories to find stuff. That's how it works with Tubi. That's the thing. But as you can see, on Tubi right now, we're going to start with Invaders from Mars. Now, Invaders from Mars, this is the 1986 remake of the 1950s classic sci-fi horror film, and it's really good. This is one of those rare remakes that is actually as good as the original, in my opinion. And, of course, Karen Black is in it. Of course, also Louise Fletcher, James Karen, Lorraine Newman from Saturday Night Live is also in this, folks, and Bud Cort, as well as Timothy Bottoms. Incredible cast. No one believes a boy who says he saw a spaceship landing near his home, except the alien vampires who plan to feed on his parents and neighbors. It is Invaders from Mars, and I highly recommend it. Look at this lineup, folks. You got Invaders from Mars and Chopping Mall. 1986, great year for cinema. Ain't no doubt about that. And we're going to go to Chopping Mall right now. If you have not seen this movie by some weird chance, it is classic sci-fi horror. No doubt about that. 8 teenagers are trapped after hours in a high-tech shopping mall and pursued by 3 murderous security robots out of control. Kelly Maroney, Tony O'Dell, Russell Todd, Barbara Crampton. Ooh, yes, Barbara Crampton. Boy, holy Toledo. They don't even have her here in the credits, but she's in it. Directed by Jim Wynorski. And guess what, folks? Yeah, and you know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. I've got the little trailer for Chopping Mall for you right now.
They broke into the mall for the wildest all-night party of their lives.
Get that meat.
But you're never alone in the Chopping Mall.
What's that? Robot blood.
Chopping Mall, where shopping costs you an arm and a leg.
You know, that's a really cool trailer. And one thing I really love about this film, besides the film itself, which is really good, is the soundtrack. They do it. It's a wicked freaking 80s soundtrack. Really cool, really synth, but very well done. I dig the shit out of the Chopping Mall soundtrack, folks. Summer Camp, 1979. We're going back in time a little bit. And I was trying to find a trailer for this goddamn film. Because I really wanted to show you guys a trailer of it. Check this out. Okay. Here's the description. Things get rowdy when the lights go out in this gonzo comedy about a summer camp director who reunites campers on site 10 years later to save it. Starring, among others, Linnea Quigley, folks. Now, keep this in mind. This is 1979. Linnea Quigley would become famous as Trash in the 1985 film Return of the Living Dead. This is 6 years before Return of the Living Dead, and she is quite au naturel in this film. Summer Camp, she's pretty much naked in it 50% of the time. There's no doubt about that. And for that reason alone, I can recommend Summer Camp. Otherwise, well, it's just a wacky, really, really low budget, late 1970s comedy. Okay. Plenty of TNA, plenty of titillation. There's a lot of payoff in it, and there's Linnea Quigley. Okay. That's what I'm saying. It's just amazing that Tubi has got the damn film. That's all I'm saying. And then there's 1971. So we delve deeper into the 70s with The Female Bunch.
Get it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, folks. An all-female gang living on a ranch with an ex-stuntman and a wealthy addict gets involved with a pair of bikers, leading to romance and murder. Starring Lon Chaney Jr., Russ Tamblyn, Jennifer Bishop, directed, of course, by Al Adamson. Oh, yeah, there's Al Adamson in there. And guess what? Yes, I do have a little trailer for you guys for The Female Bunch. A short one.
The Female Bunch.
They live free,
Taking what they want.
They come from all walks of life.
You're hurting me, Bonnie.
They swore never again to let a man hurt them. The Female Bunch.
They tease men, they torture them, they love them. We don't give a damn about society's rules. We have our own laws here. Break one of their laws, and you won't live to regret it.
Russ Tamblyn, Lon Chaney Jr., Jennifer Bishop in The Female Bunch.
They're coming soon.
Holy Toledo, folks. The Female Bunch on Tubi. Miraculously on Tubi. I can't really explain it. And yeah, that goes the same for Bikini House Calls from 1996. Okay, folks. The academic rigor at Bikini Med School includes anatomy appreciation and a love of the late night party scene. Even better when these are combined. That's what I'm talking about right there, folks. It's freaking Bikini House Calls. I haven't seen this movie. It's on my list. I'll probably end up watching at least 10 minutes of it, I would imagine. But then we go back to the 70s with Savage Sisters. Oh, yeah, Savage Sisters, folks, 1974. When their plan to steal a corrupt general's money fails, two women are imprisoned. After being freed, will they lead their liberators to the cash? John Ashley is in this freaking movie along with Gloria Hendry. And suffice it to say, of course, folks, I do have a little trailer for Savage Sisters.
Straighten your tie, shine your shoes. Company's coming. 3 little maids from the toughest school in the jungle. The field marshal, who took command of the Liberation Army to save her men.
I'm in this for only one reason. Because he is.
The general, top mama of a female commando unit.
Now listen, pretty common. Listen very well. The revolution needs Ernesto. It needs you and me and everyone who believes in it.
The colonel, lean, mean, and foxy, with plenty of ammunition stacked in just the right places. Savage Sisters.
Are you the girl that called for the cab?
You're right on time.
They know every weapon in a man's arsenal, and some only a woman could handle.
I just love a well-developed
6.
It's trouble multiplied by 3 for every sex-starved stud in the jungle who tries to stop them.
There we go, folks. Good Lord. Well, that was quite an enthralling little trailer there. Savage Sisters. I love it. I dig the hell out of it. Let's go back to the comments before we get on with the Tubi delicacies here. See what's going on. Recco says, Tubi time. Yes, it is. And I just love the Tubi. I love it so much. Good Lord. That was great. Glad you enjoyed it. Kevin, it's great. What can be said, man? I don't know what to tell you guys. It's like, look, I love rock and roll. So just put another dime in the jukebox, baby, or something like that. I don't know. But in any case, Eric, you're going to shit bricks. That's what we're talking about right there. Eric says, very true. You do have to dig because a lot of things aren't on the main pages. Yes, having Horror Mike find these gems helps. Yes, I dig for those gems, you guys, so you don't have to. That's what I'm saying right now. Chopping Mall, good. Yes. Chopping Mall is good. I dig the hell out of that film. It's, Dick Miller in there as the janitor. He's so good. He's just, one of those bit parts in the film. They're messing up the merch. That's what they're doing. Prime has a lot of old 50 sci-fi, at least in Australia. You just have to search for it, indeed. Mars Attack says, R, come to Mars with me. There's an offer right there. Werewolf says, the only time the women were hairier than Lon Chaney Jr. Woo! I think that's a fact. I think Werewolf has stated a fact. R says, I get travel sickness. My bad, lol. Eric says, Lon Chaney Jr. was offered free booze and a chance to do some groping for his role. Who could blame him for doing the role? Holy shit. Werewolf says, because the wine will not refill itself, Australian $20. Werewolf, you are the ultimate mensch. I salute you, my good man. Thank you, sir. Werewolf was my greatest pal in the future, folks. He is the one. He's the man from Australia in the future. That's all there is to it. Thank you, Werewolf. I really appreciate that, my good man. That is just totally awesome. Very nice. Yes, it is very nice. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Werewolf. You can check out Horror Mike's website here, horroranthologymovies.com. Thank you, Eric, for posting that. That's totally awesome. Thank you, Werewolf. You're a hell of a guy. Good Lord, Matt. All right, folks. Check it out. Now, you guys may not have heard of Silent But Deadly. Now, this is from 2013. That is true. From the 21st century. But it's a horror comedy. It's kind of funny. And it stars Jason Mewes and William Sadler. They're both in this film. So that's a plus, okay? An unconventional and mysterious serial killer takes aim at a Hollywood film set and unleashes his own brand of retribution on the cast and crew. And I found it entertaining. I mean, it's very low budget. Let's not, beat around the bush here. It's low budget, but I think it's really actually pretty good. And if you're in the mood for a horror comedy, check out Silent But Deadly. I love the title too, of course, obviously. Pretty damn good. Now, 2019, this is a remake of David Cronenberg's Rabid. And I'm just going to say right now, a big fucking no. Now, the Soska twins, Jan and Sylvia Soska, they made, one of the first films they made, I think the first big film, the film that kind of got them noticed was An American Mary. And that's a good film. I liked that film. I liked it. And I was like, hey, these chicks could be onto something. Since then, they've made shit. That's really basically it in films. And this is one of those. I mean, in the first place, David Cronenberg, you don't remake David Cronenberg films. That's kind of like saying, hey, look, that dude Picasso's really great. I think I'll just repaint some of Picasso. No, you don't do it, folks. Doesn't happen. It ain't going to be good. And this film is not good. It's really flat as fuck. Doesn't really have anything going for it. And I highly recommend that you watch the original David Cronenberg film, Rabid. So much better than this. And, they credit Stephen McHattie. Now, Stephen McHattie is a great actor. I'm going to actually, I just clicked on his name. Here we go. I don't know about many of these films. I can tell you, though, that I've seen Hellmouth. He's really good in that. He's a great actor. Stephen McHattie is genuinely a great fucking actor. Dreamland is excellent. Henry Rollins is in Dreamland as well. Check it out. It's quite good. The Dark Stranger is interesting. I don't know about these other fucking movies, but he's also in David Cronenberg's History of Violence. And he's really good. Doesn't have a huge role, but he's great in it. But he's most, as far as I'm concerned, the greatest film I've ever seen Stephen McHattie in. And it's one film you guys should really check out. It's called Pontypool. The film that was made in 2007. It's one of the greatest horror films of the 21st century. Absolutely, bar none, in the top 5. There is no doubt about that. Check out Pontypool. And Stephen McHattie has got a major role. He is the star. He's the star of Pontypool. He plays this radio station disc jockey, and all hell breaks loose outside, and he's on the inside with a few people while the world is ending on the outside, and it's fucking awesome. Pontypool, folks. Awesome horror film. Awesome horror film. Fortunately, we can go back to 1946, and of course, it's the Marx Brothers, A Night in Casablanca. Man, look, right now on Tubi, they have 3 Marx Brothers films. A Day at the Races, A Night in Casablanca, and A Night at the Opera. They're all just fantastic. In Night in Casablanca, as it says here, in post-war Casablanca, Ronald Cornblow Ronald Cornblow, of course, played by Groucho Marx, is hired to run a hotel whose previous managers have all wound up being murdered. Of course, it's Ronald Cornblow. Oh my God, this film is a gem. It's a gem, folks. If you want a good laugh for, 85 minutes, watch A Night in Casablanca. Marx Brothers films are something unique. To me, they're like the high point of comedy film. When you talk about films, movies, I don't think there's really much that beats the Marx Brothers, in my opinion. These dudes were absolute geniuses with comedy and musicianship. They were all, well, 2 of them were incredible musicians, and they utilized their musical prowess in the films. And I highly recommend A Night in Casablanca. It's fantastic. It's hilarious. If you want to have a good time and have a good laugh in these troubled times, watch A Night in Casablanca, folks. You are going to dig the hell out of it. Here we go. We're moving back up to 1985, folks. And that classic film, Street Walking, from 1985. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Street Walking USA, folks. Straight from high school and into the seedy world of sex work, young Cookie, oh yes, it's always young Cookie, winds up answering to her new sadistic and murderous pimp, Duke. Now, this film also stars Julie Newmar, who you will see in the trailer that I have lined up for you guys. And I'm going to show that to you right now.
She dropped out of high school this morning. Tonight,
You're from out of town, aren't you?
she's a Times Square hooker.
Hey, baby. Baby, you do look good.
I want to tie you up.
Hey, c'est every dime I make.
Up it. Unite.
You're a woman? My lady punk.
You better wise up.
What the hell are you looking at?
Stop, you faggot! I'm leaving you, you...
Whip me, beat me, make me feel real.
Shit!
Oh, my God. You faggot! You!
No, hey!
What are they gonna do to him?
Can't talk to you like this. Where is she?
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that was a cavalcade of sleazy fucking scenes from Street Walking, 1985, folks. See it at your own discretion. I'm just going to say that right now. On the other hand, 1994 is The Dallas Connection, starring Julie Strain. Oh, yeah, we all know Julie Strain. There's no doubt about that. When scientists in charge of a sophisticated military satellite are assassinated, federal agents must protect the last survivor who can activate it. Oh, yeah, that's Julie Strain, man. Check out that uniform. That's the kind of uniform that I want to see with a, official government agent, especially one that looks like Julie Strain. Let's just put it that way, folks. And fortunately, I do have a little bit of a trailer for you here.
This project has worldwide ramifications. It will affect the very existence of our planet. 3 scientists were killed in the past 12 hours. That leaves only one man. You, Mr. Morales, must be protected.
In an adventure that spans the globe, agents Chris Cannon and Mark Austin have 3 days to stop a band of assassins and make the Dallas connection. The Dallas Connection, where beauty meets brawn. And brawn meets brains.
Right cross is something you're born with, not like that kung fu crap.
Don't miss the Dallas Connection, starring Bruce Penhall, Mark Barrier, Penthouse Pets Julie Smith, Sam Phillips, Pet of the Year Julie Strain, and Playboy Playmates Wendy Hamilton and Kim Mallon.
Remember, folks, the double D's stands for fun. That's what I'm saying right there. That's the Dallas Connection. 1994, Julie Strain. Good Lord. And last but not least, certainly, Naked Souls from 1996, Pamela Anderson, my good fiends, in this sci-fi thriller. A young man accepts a Nobel-winning scientist's offer to help him with his research in human memory, which proves to have dangerous consequences. David Warner is also in this with Dean Stockwell and Pamela Anderson, if you can believe that. Naked Souls, 1996, folks. It's Pamela Anderson. I don't know what to say. This is like the double D selection across the board here. That's pretty much what's going on with this triple threat. And let me get back to the comments, because I know there's been a few. Apex says, Soska sisters, the twins that work for Eric July. You are correct, sir. That is the very same Soska sisters that now work for Eric July. Apparently, they couldn't get any more film work, so now they're working for Eric July. Yes, I remember Stephen McHatty's face. Cornblow. Eric says, damn, Catwoman was a streetwalker. There you go. I work in the government. I've never seen a uniform like that at work. I must be in the wrong department. Well, PBR, you may be in the wrong department. Okay? That's what I'm saying right now. Those boobs are more fake than vegan. Those boobs are more fake than vegan bacon. Ah, yes. But, you know, they're kind of glorious. Even though they're fake, there's a certain thing about them. Rico says, the Dallas connection greater than the French connection. Ooh, that's a controversial statement coming out of Rico Viralius right there. I don't know about that, folks. I mean, it definitely has more double D's than the French connection. But it doesn't have William Friedkin. Okay, that's kind of what I'm getting at right there. But in any case, folks, that is the Tubi selection for tonight. I thank you all for being here. Next week is going to be one hell of a show. It's going to be a physical media show. Of course, we are going to go back to Tubi because they've added some stuff that's going to blow your mind. If you think tonight's showcase was good, wait until you see next week's. Holy Toledo. I don't even know where the hell they're getting some of these films from or how they're legally getting them. That's what I'm saying right now. But once again, let me just show you. This is my new book, Pre-Code Horror Comics, the original art edition. It will be officially for sale on Wednesday, next Wednesday. This is a 126-page book, absolutely crammed with 12 original pre-code horror comic art stories. This is the original artwork. Has all the blue line, all of the paste up, everything in it. Let me just show you the table of contents real quick. There's 2 contents pages, 12 full stories, and then you have dozens of covers, including, for example, as the cover shows, Bernard Bailey, the original artwork for Weird Mysteries number 4, and then the published cover. This is throughout the book, folks. 126 pages. Pre-Code Horror Comics, the original art edition. It is going to the Library of Congress as of next Wednesday. And it will be forever enshrined in the halls of the Library of Congress. Okay? I just got the official notice today. So there you go. Pre-Code Horror Comics, the original art edition, on sale as of Wednesday. I'll have links next Friday, folks. I will be posting them on the show. Next Friday's show, we're going to take a look at some physical media, Blu-rays and DVDs you may want to be checking out now. This is not a sales pitch. I'm not going to try to sell you anything, but these are some important movies that are difficult to find, and they may start changing them. They've already revised other films on physical media. I think you guys know this. They've already changed shit to become more PC, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they've done that. I've got some stuff that you may want to get a hold of before they fuck with it. That's what I'm saying. That's going to be on part of next week's show, as well as, of course, another look at some of the latest horror, sci-fi, and exploitation films from Tubi, and a few other surprises for next Friday night's show. So you're not going to want to miss it, folks. You're not going to want to freaking miss it. I'm telling you right now. Let's see here. Dallas can, okay, there we go. Awesome show, Mike. Take care, everyone. Until next Friday. Thank you, Easy Comic Reader. Great to see you here. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. Ooh, nice art edition. Yes, original art edition, Apex Comics. It's got some stuff that has never been seen in print before. A lot of stuff. Most of this book, 126-page book, is never seen print. Okay? Let me just show you something. That is the rough sketch with colors from Warren Kremer for Black Cat Mystery. There is the final published cover. So that's the type of stuff that you're going to see. Show you another one here. This is a beauty. John Chilley from Ace Publications, The Beyond. Original art, and as it was finally published. Stuff like that. This thing is loaded. If you guys love horror comics or pre-code horror comics, you're going to want to check this out. Officially on sale as of Wednesday next week. I will have links for you guys next Friday. So that's how it's going. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Eric. You too. Great stream. Thank you, Apex. I appreciate it. Give us Linda. Linda, yes. I want one now. Thank you, Kevin. Your book looks fantastic. Congratulations. It was great listening. Thank you, R. My wonderful woman. Have you posted my book yet? Getting close. Getting close. We're going to work something out, Werewolf. Self-promo. Please check out my channel. Absolutely, folks. Check out Eric M. Boyd Art. Go over there and subscribe to Eric M. Boyd. Also, if you would be so kind, check out Apex Comics. Go over there as well. He's always posting new videos, so check him out. Both of those guys, check them out. There's Eric. Go on over. Check him out. I Am One of Us. Great selection of Tubi movies. Very cool, weird art book. Thank you, I Am One of Us. I really appreciate it. My good man. Right on, Eric. I wonder about some of these accounts. I don't know. Good morning, guys. See you next week. Werewolf, indeed. You're very welcome, Apex, you guys. And as I always do, my good fiends, my favorite fiends, I lead you out with just one of the greatest videos ever made, really. And that is the Starfires and Linda. All of you cats have a great weekend, and I will talk to you next Friday.
Linda, she's an evil girl. Linda, 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 I give the world to Linda, Linda. Fright Day.